Yep, she sure does dress like she's single. Let's jump into this one right here.
Family. As you know, we have other children together. So everyone's going to be brother and sister. Nobody's going to be treated differently.
No separation on my end. Because let me tell you something. As a man, I was brought up to stick by your woman no matter what. So even though I have other kids, yeah, but they're gonna grow up as brother and sister. So we're not doing no separation.
What a real man is. He is sticking by me whether I cheated or not, which I did, but it's okay. We are still making it work. We are going to be one big happy family. As you know, we have other children together. So everyone's going to be brother and sister. Nobody's going to be treated differently.
No separation on my end. Because let me tell you something. As a man, I was brought up to stick by your woman no matter what. So even though I have other kids, yeah, but they're gonna grow up as brother and sister. So we're not doing no separation.
What a real man is. He is sticking by me whether I cheated or not.
Do y'all think he's running something over there? Do y'all think he's running something over there? That man ain't got no bass in his voice. Sound like she got his nuts put away somewhere. What do you mean, my guy? And that's what I mean. This is what I'm talking about when I say Gen X boomers. Like they raised a bunch of simps. The whole happy wife, happy life. They made this shit up. This man up here sitting up here with this pain. It looked like he in pain with this painful face. This woman just admitted that yeah, I cheated, but he's gonna stand by me regardless, bro. Blink twice. Blink twice if you're in trouble, my guy. This is the men of the society now. People always quick to say, well, no, that's social media, bro. That's just what's online. So isn't isn't social media a depiction of what's going on in real life? Isn't social media just a recording of what's going on in real life? Every single thing ain't fake. Everything ain't fake. This is a shame right here. This is a shame. Look at him. It look like he want to break down crying. I was raised. I was raised to not leave your wife no matter what, bro. Listen, I don't know who haven't told you. I don't know how you were raised, but your ass was raised wrong. And you need to put your foot down. That's why she did what she did in the first place because you ain't respectable. You ain't respectable at all. Talking about some, I was raised to not, man. That's why she's stepping all over you. That's exactly why she's stepping all over you because you ain't going nowhere. That's why.
This, but just because you have multiple baby daddies does not mean that you are less valuable. It does not mean that nobody will date you. Okay. It just means that you need to refine your dating standards because there are men out there like this who will say to you that you are less valuable because you have multiple children with multiple men. But at the end of the day, men who do that, I really qualify them as my sisters. Listen, I don't know who needs to hear this, but just because you have multiple baby daddies does not mean that you are less valuable. It does not mean that nobody will date you. Okay. It just means that you need to refine your dating standards because there are men out there like this who will say to you that you are less valuable because you have multiple children with multiple men. But at the end of the day, men who do that, I really qualify them as my sisters. Listen, I don't know who needs to hear this, but just because you have multiple baby daddies does not mean that you are less valuable.
But it actually does. It actually does mean that. It does mean you're less valuable because that means that you don't have good discernment. It shows the next man that you don't practice care with who you sleep with. It shows the next man that you're not careful with who you lay down with, that you're not responsible, that you don't take accountability, that you didn't learn from the first situation or the second situation or the third situation, however many baby daddies you got. That means that means also you lay down with no good dudes because they seen that you had one baby daddy, two baby daddies, and they still chose to go in raw with you. But this is the women who are giving advice to other women. This is why women with multiple baby daddies and multiple kids think they can get online and demand that a man take them on 5-star, 4-star, date at these restaurants. This is why they think that. This is why, right? And it's crazy. She sounds delusional. But what you will find is a lot of these women are delusional. They don't know what they're talking about. They just on here talking. Why should a man with any kind of substance, with any kind of resources, be settling for a woman who laid down with multiple men, have multiple baby daddies, multiple children? She need to find one of those baby daddies and try to work it out, right? Let's hear what she got to say one more time.
It does not mean that nobody will date you. Okay. It just means that you need to refine your dating standards because there are men out there like this who will say to you that you are less valuable because you have multiple children with multiple men. But at the end of the day, men who do that, I really qualify them as my sisters. Listen, I don't know who needs to hear this, but just because you have multiple baby daddies does not mean that you are less valuable. It does not mean that nobody will date you. Okay. It just means that you need to refine your dating standards because there are.
This woman said, refine your dating standards. Woman, what are you talking about? What do you mean refine your dating standards? What are we talking about? You can't make this up. You can't make this up. The dating pool is full of trash, man. With trash mindsets, entitled mindsets, delusional mindsets. This is how, believe it or not, this is how the majority of Western women actually think. They think no matter, it doesn't matter the amount of mistakes they made, it doesn't matter the amount of men that they slept with, it doesn't matter what they did. They can have three baby daddies, four baby daddies, five baby daddies, and they will still think that they're the prize. It's crazy. Let's go and jump into the next video.
So he came home and he was like, babe, I lost my job. I'm like, all right, cool. So a month later, like the bills, it was time for the bills or whatever, and I'm like, the bills due, babe, or whatever. And he was like, okay, I'm not working. And I'm just in a month, like it's all kind of hustles. You could have been doing something or whatever. So I told him, I said, look, if I pay these bills, are you going to pay me the money back? This man had the nerve to tell me, why should I pay my wife back for paying our bills? I told this man from day one, my money is my money and his money is our money. Why should I spend my money paying the bills? Like, no, he should have paid me back. So that's when I decided, like, I can't be with this man no more. So I had texted his homeboy, like we all cool. I texted his homeboy or whatever. We went together. We left. I met up with him and we was chilling, we was drinking or whatever, and I started venting. Like I started getting emotional. One thing led to the next. I did not purposely mean to do what I did with this, but things happen. Like y'all understand what I'm going through. So
his friend ended up giving me some money or whatever. And he was like, babe, look, don't worry about it. Handle whatever you gotta handle. Like, his friend was every single thing I desire in a man. Like, everything I desire in a man. And, ain't nobody trying to hear my side. Ain't nobody trying to hear. So he came home and he was like, babe, I lost my job. I'm like, all right, cool. So a month later, like, the bills, it was time for the bills or whatever. And I'm like, the bills due, babe, or whatever. And he was like, okay, I'm not working. And I'm just in a month, like, it's all kind of hustles. You could have been doing something or whatever. So I told him, I said, look, if I pay these bills, are you going to pay me the money back? This man had the nerve to tell me, why should I pay my wife back for paying our bills? I told this man from day one, my money is my money and his money is our money. Why should I spend my money paying the bills? Like, no, he should have paid me back.
It's getting harder and harder to tell. Is this trolling? Is she trolling? Is she trolling? It looks very real. And it looks because she's telling the story with so much passion. But this can't be real. So she's basically saying her husband got into a little hiccup, ran into a little hiccup, lost his job, and she decided to hit up his homeboy. And the homeboy disloyal as that's why I tell y'all, don't trust nobody. Don't trust not a soul. His homeboy, who's supposed to be his friend, gave him some money. I mean, not gave him some money, gave her some money instead of looking out for his homeboy, sliding your homeboy some cash, sliding your friend some cash to help him out when he hit a rough spot. You decided to give his chick some cash and then smash her. What are we doing out here? What are we doing out here, man? What kind of unloyal type of shit is that? See, that's why your woman, gentlemen, listen to me. If you ever do get married, or if you are in a relationships or whatever, never introduce your woman, your girlfriend, your wife, or anything like that. Don't have her around other men. Don't have her around your friends and all this stuff, the dudes that you talk to, whatever. Your boys ain't her boys. This ain't how that works. There's no such thing as a male friend. There's no such thing as a female friend. And I know that from experience. All the female friends that I had around me, I wanted to smash one way or another. Maybe they didn't look that good, but hey, a different day, I may hit a dry spell, and she can get it that day. But either way, and there's no such thing as no male friends. There's no such thing as no female friends. A man we know want to smash a woman. Yeah, even your friends, even your homeboy, he ain't blind. He see that big old booty. He see them juicy lips. He see that pretty face. Yeah, it's very rare. It's very rare guys out there who just be like, "Nah, nah, I'm not gonna do nothing like that." It's very rare. But most of these dudes who's supposed to be your so-called friends, they'll smash up on your wife, smash up on your girl, just because she was choosing, she chose me. So what that mean? What happened to loyalty? What happened to some kind of dignity? What happened to just being a stand-up person? That's crazy. I think that's crazy. I think that's crazy. Even I think that's forget her. Forget her. What's for the streets was for the streets. You can tell from the get go. She just there for the money. How you told this dude was willing to accept a chick that told him her money is her money and your money is our money. You come on. Sometimes dudes be setting themselves up. They be setting themselves up. How you allow this to happen? How you allow this to happen? Christopher says, since social media 304s has skyrocketed. Yeah, because everybody wants to be one. All the chicks want to be a 304. That's what's being promoted. That's honestly, that's what's paying the bills. That's what's paying the bills too, and ruin their brains. Yeah, a lot of them are dipshits. A lot of them are crazy, bro. I know a chick. I know a chick right now. I know a chick right now who I work with. She's a manager, and she's on a professional, not a professional, but she's on the escorting site. She's on an escorting site or a sugar baby site, and she's not the most good looking at all, not by a long shot. She's actually nothing. But you'll be surprised at even how much the unattractive women, how much traction the unattractive women get. See, when y'all see these OnlyFans girls and all of that, man, half of them, more than half of them, they're like average to below average. They may have one or two good assets, but for the most part, they're average to below average. But they're making six figures. They're making hundreds of thousands of dollars selling feet pics, selling, you know, God knows what else. So yeah, social media has definitely increased the amount of 304s because that's what's being promoted. These chicks, they see other chicks making money, making six figures, driving around Mercedes, driving around G wagons and AMG machines and BMWs and living in high rises in Miami, New York, you know, LA. They're seeing this and they want to be like, well, none of the dudes my age can afford this, and all the dudes who are older than me, they want to smash me to pay all my bills. So I might as well go and get this money myself and smash the guy I want on camera or whatever the case is, show my pretty feet, you know, doing something nasty for a piece of change on camera. I don't know what to say. That's where we at now. Let's jump into the next video.
What is one thing that you've never told your ex?
That I cheated on him. But I'll say it now.
How many times did you cheat on him?
One time I cheated on him when he went to the barbershop to get a lining. One of my clients hit me up like, I want you to come real quick. I got $1,000 for you. And I'm like, shit, cool. Just drop this off. Went, made that money real quick, 10 minutes, and I was back by the time before he was done getting his lining.
Did you pay for his haircut?
No, sure didn't. That felt good saying.
What is one thing that you've never told your ex?
That I cheated on him. But I'll say it now.
How many times did you cheat on him?
One time I cheated on him when he went to the barbershop to get a lining. One of my clients hit me up like, I want you to come real quick. I got $1,000 for you. And I'm like, shit, cool. Just drop this off. Went, made that money real quick, 10 minutes, and I was back by the time before he was done getting his lining.
Did you pay for his haircut?
No, sure didn't. That felt good saying.
So basically, she just described prostitution. That's what I heard. So you made 1,000. See, this is who the Christopher. This is who the women look up to now. Look at her. She looks like a big ball of depression. She looks like she's not enjoying life. She looks depressed. And the color, the when I've actually researched, when women especially put different put different hair colors in their head, depending on the color, it signifies different kinds of mental disorders or personality disorders. So when it's like purples, blues, and reds, that signifies high levels of depression. That's how they usually act out that depression, or um in some form or fashion try to say I need help, basically, by coloring their hair, right? That's why you see a lot of the feminists and the LGB, the alphabets, they be coloring their hair all blue and red. It's because really they mentally messed up. A lot of them be mentally messed up. Yeah, a lot of them. But you can tell, yeah, she is seeming like, oh, she got something off her chest, and she always wanted to say that, and somehow trying to uh basically get back at him or embarrass him or something like that. But in reality, she's just, the women are the ones who's gonna lose at the end. They're gonna lose at the end. They're gonna lose because this can't go on like this. This is how this is how this is the poster board for modern women right now. They're all the same in some form of fashion. They all don't look like this, no, but they all have that same or similar mindset as this lady right here. I mean, disgusting. You with somebody, but then you go in and go ahead and drop that neck for $1,000. $1,000. You got a thousand. That head was worth $1,000. Sheesh. I may need to try. I'm just playing. But $1,000, $1,000, and I think it will get worse. It's not a think get worse. It will get worse. But it's just the beginning. Y'all ain't seen nothing yet. Y'all ain't seen nothing yet. Wait till the Gen Z is just now getting started, man. Wait till Gen Alpha becomes of age. I remember when the first iPhone came out. I remember when Instagram first dropped, bro. Like I remember before I had a what you call that? A sidekick before I had a touchscreen phone. I remember when touchscreens had just popped on the market. So I grew up in a time, even though I'm the on the older spectrum of Gen Z, because I was born in '96. I'm on the older spectrum of Gen Z. However, I didn't grow up with like social media like that. I didn't grow up social media didn't really become popular until like really when 11, 12, 13 years old, when it really started becoming, because I remember MySpace. But MySpace, I mean, MySpace was MySpace. But I remember a time without social media that we weren't in tune with social media like that. We weren't walking around with our phones, taking pictures all down in our phones. I remember those times. But think about like the younger Gen Z and Gen Alpha. They're growing up with Instagram. They growing up with Snapchat. Shit, I remember when Snapchat first became popular. I think I was grown by then. I think I was 18 by the time Snapchat came on the market. But I was grown by then. So you gotta think they're growing up with all these different apps, and you got Snapchat Premium, where girls be, showing what they show on there, showing those feet, showing those boobies, showing them ass, showing all of it, showing what they can do with that mouth. And you got these Instagram chicks. You got the OnlyFans girls. They're growing up seeing, being exposed to this like full front on. The price was $666. What? And the bitten apple is weird. Yeah, it was a million times better without this misused technology. But then you got to ask yourself: is technology really being misused? Is it? This is just a free market. See, in my opinion, I believe that this is who human beings are. Now, is it certain things that social media play a part in? Absolutely. But I think this is who human beings are in its nature. You have your whores, you have your 304s, you have your skeezers, you have your simps, you have your alphas, you have your masculine men, you have, bro, the spectrum is wild. I think now we're just, you couldn't, if all the 304s stayed in this village, you have to walk miles and miles to get to those women. Or all the high value, the king stayed over here across, the Pacific. You had to get there by boat, and you had to know somebody to get across the Pacific. But now you can just log on to your phone. You can see, oh, this three or she stay in LA. Let me fly her to Miami. Let me fly her to Phoenix. Now that high value man, he stays in Dubai, but guess what? Now he can reach you via social media in a millisecond. Hey, I got $5,000 for you. Come over here. Boom. I got your ticket, got your hotel at the five-star hotel. Come through. Boom. So I think now more than ever, we're just so interconnected now that it just seems like, okay, the world is getting worse. And I think, like I said, I do think social media does play a role in it. However, this is not new. This human behavior is not new, in my opinion. But now, but like I said, we weren't exposed to it at this rate. Now we're being hit with it constantly. The TVs, the TV shows, social media, we're being hit with it constantly, and it's constantly brainwashing everybody. So it's almost like a disease that spreads like wildfire because we just interconnected. We just all connected. And it's like you can't escape it. It's everywhere. It's everywhere. So, depending on how you look at it, it's all perspective. But, you know, that's just my opinion. That's just my opinion. But yeah, it's definitely going to get worse because now they're starting younger and younger. Mr. Albert, women are too far gone. They're never coming back. Yeah, that's what I believe too. That's what I believe too. It's too far gone. It's way too far gone. Like by the time, like I've said plenty of times, by the time they 18, they already got 20 bodies, probably more. I'm probably really lowballing it. By the time a lot of these chicks, especially Gen Z, by the time they turn 18, they already got 20, 25 bodies. They already got 25 bodies. Unfortunately, That's why none of them are worth marrying. You you have to luck up and find a woman. You have to go somewhere in small town America to find you um um a nice young woman, a virgin woman, a woman of God, right? It just is what it is. Then I mean, the small town girls look at Hot Two. Look at Hot Two. Look at the Hot Two girl. Shit, the small towns ain't safe either. The small town girls ain't safe. They doing the same thing. It don't matter. It's over. It's over. Doomer Viking 2024 dating market is on steroids. Man, it's over. You might as well get your nut when you get it and call it a day. Because if not, I mean, you setting yourself up for failure. I'm scared for Gen Alpha. Yeah, Gen Alpha gonna be a different monster. Gen Alpha's gonna be a whole different monster. They're gonna be a whole different ball game. Whole different ball game. Yeah, I'm scared of them too. Right? They gonna start thinking people already think naming themselves it and she he's and I believe I'm a sheep, I believe I'm a dog and all that stuff. So it's no telling where stuff's gonna go. Hopefully, hopefully they're the generation that turns it around. Who knows? We don't know. We don't know. But anyway,